everybody. Hello, everybody. It's that time, 6:30. Let's share this to my page. Hello, everybody. It's 6:30. It's time for Healthy Talk Heals. I'm going to share. Hello, everybody. Let me share to Healthy Talk Heals the page. Hello, my niece Tiara. Hello. Hello, Jackie. Holla. Hello, everybody. It's time for Healthy Talk Heals. It's Tuesday at 6:30. Listen, I'm Ann Taylor. Look at that. I'm wearing purple for a reason. Hello, Sharon. You, one of the therapists, I started talking and I became your talk therapist. Do me a favor. Please share with someone right now. Why is this looking so white? Share right now with someone. Let them know we're here. Someone needs some help, a conversation. They need to get their life together. And this is how we do it each week. We just talk, and guess what? We become healed. This is Ann Taylor of Healthy Talk Heals. Share. I wonder if I can get a watch party started. So I'm just going to start sharing. There are 5 of you on the line. Please send as much hearts up, thumbs up, share on your timeline. We got something great for you today. Let's see. All right, our watch party. So, hi, Sharon. We have something great for you today. Today's topic on Healthy Talk Heals. Tori, hi. Today's topic on Healthy Talk Heals is entitled, Go Get Your Bread and Butter. Go get your bread and butter. Please do me a favor. Share this on somebody's timeline because they need to know how to go get their bread and butter. Hello, Gentry. All right. This is how we're going to do it today. Go get your bread and butter. This is just healthy talk. Now, usually when people say go get, Apostle Ellington, when people say go get your bread and butter, they're thinking about go get the money, go make it happen. And it's going to mean that today by the end of the story. So I want to tell a little story. It won't take long. It's not my story. But here it goes. There was a farmer who sold a pound of butter to a baker. One day, the baker decided to weigh the butter to see if he was getting the right amount. And he wasn't. And so he became very angry and took the farmer to court. The judge asked the farmer if he was using any measurement scale or something for it to weigh his butter. The farmer replied, "Yes, I'm using the honor system." He said, "I don't have a proper measure, but I do have a scale." The judge asked, "Then how do you weigh the butter?" The farmer said, "Your Honor, long before the baker started buying butter from me, I have been buying a pound of bread from him every day. And when the baker, he says, when I bought the bread from him, I would put it on the scale. And when I decided to sell him butter," hello, Diane, Alex, "I decided to sell to him the same weight of the bread that he was selling to me." And so what it turns out, very simple, there are multiple stories, multiple morals to the story, but it turns out that the baker got upset because the farmer was selling him less than a pound. But all the while, he was selling him less than a pound. Now, there's so many different morals to this story, but I'm going to turn it because I really wanted to entitle this today, Hey, Everybody. I want to entitle this, You Get What You Give. But that may be the Baltimore in me. I wanted to turn it a little bit to tell you that that's your bread and butter. The farmer needed the bread and the baker needed the butter. So they really needed each other. So really, in essence, in order for the baker to bake the bread, he needed butter. In order for the farmer to butter his bread, to butter bread, he needed to buy the bread from the baker. In order for the system to work, they needed each other. But how often do we try to get over on the people we need? I'm going home off of that. How often do we attempt to get over and to be deceiving? Hello, Ernest Allen. With the people we need. Because the baker who was actually cheating from the beginning could not have any business without the butter. So I guess what I want to say right now is your bread and butter. Thank you, Tori. I want to first say, in order for equity to work, in order for anything to work in life, I know it would be great to say, well, we shouldn't try to cheat to get by, but I think one of the lessons, the baker wanted to take the farmer to the court for something he was doing himself. I think one of the first points I want to say today is, would you please calibrate your scale? Calibrate your scale. Because before we attempt to play victim or say, oh, they hurt me, I don't know what they did to me, would you first take inventory? Thank you, Tori. That's what I want to say. Would you first be honest? Be honest. Before we say the world is against us, before we say everybody always treats me wrong, I don't know why they did me like that. Before you do that, can you please look at your scale and see what you've been giving out? Can you please see what you've been giving? Calibrate your scale. Because let me tell y'all something about scales. I went to a doctor's appointment today. We love to use a scale when we're measuring someone else to say they're coming short. Oh, we love to use the scale. But when I went to the doctor's office, I started taking off my shoes. I started taking off my phone. I started to seeing what I had on me heavy because I don't like the scale when it's working against me. Rio, I only like the scale when it's working against you. You know why I have a problem with the scale at the doctor's office? Because I haven't been weighing myself at home. Because if I weighed myself at home, I wouldn't have a problem with whatever number comes on the scale at the doctor's. Thank you. See, I don't have a problem. We really honestly shouldn't have a problem, thank you, Rio, with what is seen in public as long as we got the right numbers in private. I know this ain't, that's your bread and butter, honey. Y'all need to tag somebody on this one. Calibrate your scale. My sister's joining me today. Today we're talking about your bread and butter is, see, yes, Diane, we don't like to weigh ourselves at home. But then we get surprised when the weight comes up in the doctor's office. See, we love measurements as it relates to other people. But when measurements benefit us, I don't like to weigh myself but when I'm buying sugar or flour, I all of a sudden want their measurement and let's make sure this is right. No, calibrate your scale. Evaluate yourself. Look at yourself first. Because had the baker evaluated his scale and what he was giving out, he wouldn't have been so angry with what he got back. I better move on because this is just like the elephant in the room. So your bread and butter, your stabilization for living is based upon what you're giving. We're going on. Somebody say number one is calibrate your scale. Calibrate your scale. Hello, somebody's waving at me. Number two is the baker had been dishonest with his dealings, and then when he found out it happened to him, all of a sudden he wanted to bypass a conversation with the farmer and take him to court. My second, number one is calibrate your scale. Number two, you be the judge. We don't need a judge when you look at yourself. That's all right. Check yourself out. Look, I'm looking at the man in the mirror. Yeah. And I'm asking him to make a change. Thank you, Sharon, for that. Calibrate your scale, number one. Your scale. You can't calibrate mine. So if you calibrate your scale, see what you're giving out, you wouldn't be so angry when you get it back. So calibrate your scale. This is healthy talk. Where y'all gonna get this, babies? Where y'all gonna get this kind of straightforward talk? This is healthy talk. Number one, calibrate your scale. Number two, you be the judge yourself. You don't need to involve an outside person when you haven't first looked at yourself. See, had he looked at his scale, and whether he deliberately tried to cheat the farmer, or whether he intentionally or unintentionally, it would have led him to a conversation. When he had looked at his scale, whoa, yeah, you're right. I've been selling him less than a pound. Then they could have engaged in a conversation that would have saved someone else from the outside. How often do we involve other people when we ourselves are at fault? I say that again. Is this too much for y'all? Y'all give me some hearts up or thumbs up or something. How often do we become angry about someone else for doing what we've been doing all the while? See, it is true. The moral of the story is you're actually going to get what you give, but it also means if you've been getting right, you're going to get right back. I'm not going to be long today. So number one, calibrate your scale. Don't let somebody have to do it for you. Say, ooh, I need to work on that. I know I got angry when they did it to me. I do the same thing. Calibrate your scale. You be the judge. So we don't have to get other people involved. Look at my sister saying that's right. And the third thing is doing right is your bread and butter. See, because what we wanted from the lesson is for the baker to still continue to sell bread to the farmer and the farmer to sell bread to the baker. And together they both will have bread and butter. So oftentimes we follow after prestige and status, and we follow after money even. And the truth of the matter is, number three is that's your bread and butter. What is your bread and butter? At the end of the day, is doing right by people. That's it, Diane. That's number three. Doing right is your bread and butter. Because if the baker did not continue to do right, he could not bake any more bread. But if he continued to do right, he would have butter for his bread, and the farmer would have bread for his butter. That's your bread and butter. Doing right by people works. I know this is a day in society where we think if I get more in education, I'll get more money. If I get to know have the right connections, I'll get more. I have this. But at the end of the day, doing right is your bread and butter. So you'll keep on selling bread and keep on getting butter because they really needed each other. The foundation in life is doing right. It's integrity. At the end of the day, it pays off. This is the golden rule, ladies and gentlemen. I know you were signing on for something deep, But you've heard it before. Do unto others with what you want them to do unto you. That's your bread and butter. At the end of the day, keeping your word last, being a person of integrity goes a long way. You can have good credit in a bad name. But that's your bread and butter. So in all of your getting, get this understanding to look at yourself before we judge others. To judge ourselves honestly and weigh our actions and our motives and our thoughts. And after looking at ourselves, we do right is coming to you. I'm signing off, y'all. I'm saying bye-bye. This is Ann Taylor of Healthy Talk Heals. That's your bread and butter, baby. Y'all give me some hearts up and some love. It's a little cold down here, but give me some hearts up and lots of love. Just hit that heart button on your line as we sign off, and I'll see you next week. I'll see you, in fact, there it is. I'll see you, in fact, every week here on Healthy Talk Heals, the page. And please, if you haven't already, there, my hearts, join Healthy Talk Heals, the group. I'm Ann Taylor. I'm your talk therapist. You were looking for therapy. I started talking, and baby, you got healed because Healthy Talk Heals. Bye-bye. Bye, Kai Green. I'll see y'all later. Please, please, please share this on your timeline. Look at this later. I was short today, but guess what? I always keep it real. This Healthy Talk Heals. Bye, baby. Bye.